Hello and welcome, stoners. I am playing some Final Fantasy 15 here, though I have a ton of mods installed, many of which are pulling leftover content from earlier versions of the game out, which that's something I'm going to talk about here in a moment. This is one of those games that had a previous version on a different engine and it got rebooted mid-development, which is something I find super interesting. It shares that category with a few other games like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. But speaking of, I wanted to talk about what some of the stuff is that I want to do in some upcoming videos. Because right now, as far as the editing phase, I'm fully consumed working on Disasterpiece because I have all this cyberpunk footage. And that's kind of my current project, but also, I like to play some games and fiddle with other stuff at the same time, so I'm kind of starting the next few things on the burner as stuff to do for streams and just in my fun time, because I actually try to enjoy myself when playing games every once in a while, and even then I'm usually screwing with stuff and playing them improperly. So I picked up Final Fantasy 15 on Steam. It's on sale right now on the Humble Store with episode art in for 16 bucks. I like using Humble Store when possible. And I'm like just finishing chapter 1. I'm like in the part where we're about to go talk to Core, and I've already installed like 20 mods here. Actually, let me show you. I can show you at least the ones that are installed through the bulk, the thing. We'll see it in a minute. The newest mod manager that works with the current version of the game. Window capture. Capture a window. Capture... Flagrum. Flargum. Let's open this Flargum up. Oh, is that why are we not saying anything? Okay, do you see anything? Are we not compatible? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Apparently we have to do a different window capture method. There you go. Stupid. Anyway, so, here's just a few of the ones. I have collision removed so we can go out of bounds. Expanded area VFX, so this actually adds in a bunch of like weather and lighting effects that were seen in demos and stuff, but were disabled, but are still present in the game's code. Some of them needed to be fixed and modified a little bit. Cloud shadows, a feature that was also seen in demos but was removed from the final game, where when clouds go over you, there's a shadow. It's kind of cool. God mode, I actually don't need that because I have the mod menu, which lets me do all kinds of stuff. I'll play with that in a minute. We can walk around in the power plant wherever we want. This one improves the night. It changes the shaders at night so it's less ridiculously pitch black. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, cities and stuff don't even have proper glow at night. It looks kind of bad, so that makes that look better. Which also, this is a lot of stuff that, like, for some reason they just disabled the stuff or never finished it. Open world in chapter 1, so we can go anywhere, but are already getting out of chapter 1. So that's just the stuff I have through here, and then I have this one that makes the moon red, also like in early trailer footage. I have, you can see Noctis is wearing his Versus 13 outfit. I went crazy with mods, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I've got a poll up, and I promise I won't do a lot of community posts. I know those are annoying. But I was genuinely, welcome Penne. I was genuinely curious if this is something that people... So I don't really make much in the way of mods that other people use. I often make parts of mods or contribute to mod components. I do the boring stuff. I don't usually make like, like a t-shirt mod that puts, an Adidas shirt in a game or things like that. But I work a lot on like modding frameworks and stuff like that. So if you look around on GitHub pages for stuff, you'll see. I'm not sharing. Sorry, actually, I'm not sharing my handles. I'm trying to remain anonymous, be the anonymous voice of this channel. So, but yes, I am a person. You may recognize some of the things I say on this channel repeated and be like, oh, it's that guy. If you look at a lot of modding discords and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't have any really cool mods like that though. Like I didn't create any of this cool stuff like putting Noctis Jacket, which this is actually from Final Fantasy Dissidia. It's moves and movesets. Yeah, I mean I could probably handle something like that. It's not the kind of stuff, again, it's not the kind of stuff I focus on. Usually I'm focused on game breaking and doing stuff to try and find cut content, leftover parts of earlier versions, that kind of stuff. That's kind of my whole thing. So usually that's the kind of stuff that I'm focused on, is figuring out how to like take older formats that you find in the data and make it work in current versions of the game, so you can load in stuff that's left over in the assets. So you know, like a lot of stuff of like trying to find ways to convert different things and programs that'll open stuff, and then putting it in so that people can use it, and modding. Sorry, again, the boring stuff. But yeah, I could probably handle like an existing move set that was like in, you know, in a format for animation that was, you know, not something from like some proprietary From Software engine. Like if you want like a PS2 game, like an animation from a character in Eternal Ring, and you want me to mod it into Elden Ring, I'd be like, I don't know, with like 3 months of research, maybe. Give it a shot. So anyway, I'm kind of trying to figure, so it is like, I'm really into looking at, oh, I don't need to make a new mod for that. That totally exists. So hold on. I mean, I have Umbra right now. I can make myself RNA if I want to, but I can also just have her be like chilling. She'll come running up here in a second. There she is. She just appears by the car. What is this crap? Boom, there she is. I did it. I'm a genius. No, this is part of persons mod menu. People all got their names. Let me, okay, now I gotta be smart and actually properly credit this person. Oh wait, hold on. Do I still? I have the stupid mod menu up on the screen. I'm stupid. Sorry. Sorry. No, I don't mind. Go ahead and ask questions. No, I'm not like, believe me, I'm not like mocking your lack of knowledge. I'm just joking that I can like, I'm like, I have that power now. You also have that power. Because you are my sister. Sorry. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look up whose mod menu this is so I can give credit. Renewals mod menu is, Renewal is the name of the modder. Okay, important to do that, you know, just like try to give credit where credit is due so people don't think that I'm creating all of these mods
This must be the outpost Sid mentioned.
It looks like a hub for hunters. Maybe they know something.
I'm sure they do, and they'll have a lot to say about it. No, no, stop your weird chant.
Your Highness, I'm glad you're safe.
Monica, where are all the others?
Most of the Crown's Guard didn't make it. It was all we could do to escort Lady Iris out of the city. Dustin is with her as we speak, seeing her the rest of the way to Lestalem.
I owe you guys big time.
Love how all the rest of the Crown's Guard that you meet genuinely look undercover. Like, she looks, you know, like a normal person. You just, like, see her, like, oh yeah, she looks like any one of these other people. And Core is just, like, wearing this, like, you know, 5,000 gil suit. You know, just looks like, it's like, oh, you look like you're in the Secret Service. Anyway, we'll see him in a minute if you don't know who I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. I gotta finish my intro here. So I'm trying to figure out how far back I want to go with games that had major changes in development, because there's, you know, I mean, there's like maybe 10 that are legendary for major changes, you know, Zelda 64, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, this game, you know, there's a few other ones out there, but it's like a lot of this stuff has been talked about on the internet, and I would contend that it's like I do have something original to say about a lot of these, or at least something that's not covered in a bunch of YouTube videos, because a lot of them are just like, yeah, Doom 2016, there's that whole missing version of Doom, and like somewhere that leaked at one point, and like people, I don't know though, I think it might have been just like, it was like footage of it leaked, but not the actual game. But the other one, like not Doom 2016 itself, the canceled like Doom 4, there was a whole other version, yeah, that I would love to see more of that. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I'm curious how far to go back, because it is just stuff that has been beaten to death utterly on YouTube. But a lot of times, like, the thing that bums me about those documentaries is it's like, you know, a lot of it is just people being like, oh, I had huge anticipation for this, and this is what I expected versus this is what we got, and that sucks. And then there's like a million documentaries like that, and you know, every once in a while there's like a new interview and some new information comes forward or something. But what really interests me is like, if you can get a hold of footage or earlier builds or anything like that, or data from earlier versions of the game or different versions of systems, like the earlier weather version stuff, and seeing why they had to tone it down, and a lot of this stuff to figure out what's like, you know, why they had to do the stuff that eventually pissed everybody off, is more interesting to me, since I've heard all that other stuff over and over again. And so if I was to do one on Final Fantasy Versus XIII, it wouldn't just be on Final Fantasy Versus XIII, it would be like on how trying to make proprietary engines, Crystal Tools, oh, there's a cloud shadow over us, Crystal Tools and Luminous Engine almost broke Square, because it's like before they got all the money in for Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy 14 growing in popularity again, and like making back all the money they lost, remaking it on a new engine and everything, they did so badly they had to like sell all the new studios they bought, and we'll never know how close Square got to having to put themselves up for sale, but like to say that it almost broke the company trying to make those universal engines to make everything, and it ended up like 1 or 2 games was made on each of those, and all the other games had to be redeveloped on other engines at huge costs, and it was crazy. You know, in the case of Final Fantasy 15, it just like became a whole different game, because it was like, in the words of Hajime Tabata, the guy that the final director of the game, it was like 20% done, and the people working, I think he said 25% done, and the people working on it were just totally fatigued and exhausted, you know, and didn't want to have to redo all this stuff again, because they'd already changed tools numerous times. Well, so here's the weird thing about the internal engines. So internal engines, there's like this dream of being able to be like Epic, and Epic, you know, to anybody that's not old like me, once upon a time, Epic Games was just this developer that made this one shooter, Unreal. And, you know, Unreal was pretty cool. It didn't outsell Quake, but it was, you know, graphically impressive and all that. But they were able to make a good enough tool set selling their engine that they became the first like that. And now, you know, it's like everybody makes everything on Unreal Engine. I mean, it's like a good 50%, I mean, maybe not quite 50%, but a huge percentage of AAA games are made on Unreal Engine, and everybody wants to be like that. And so it's not like, it's not the worst idea in the world, and you know, like Square was at a point where they were doing really good and they thought they could, and if anybody could, you'd be like, okay, well, you know, like Square, I mean, like, man, they own Tomb Raider, they own like Deus Ex, both of those series have just had huge hit reboots. Like Tomb Raider 2013 was an unexpectedly huge hit, selling like 15 million copies or something, instead of the, you know, 3 or 4 you'd maybe expect for a Tomb Raider reboot. And then Deus Ex Human Revolution was a way bigger hit than expected. So it's like, you know, if anybody thought they could do it, Squaresoft at that time, thinking that they could, you know, do those engines. And like earlier than that, you know, it was like they had big hits with like oh man, I have to like rewind my brain. But anyway, like they were riding on this huge like 15-year run of successful games, and they had all this money, and they just bought all these studios and stuff. So it like, if somebody was gonna pull off, you know, but it just, as happens like 99 out of 100 times when people try to do that, it didn't work. So yeah, I mean, if I was gonna do something on this, it would like, I would talk about that, and then what happened to this game, and then concluding with how like Forspoken ended up being the only other game made on Luminous Engine, and then that game was not a success. So it's just like, you know, the ultimate tragedy. Somebody already made a video called The Tragedy of Final Fantasy Versus XIII. Maybe I call mine Square Peg. But like, yeah. It definitely didn't work out well for Square, and it was nearly catastrophic.
Across the land, Philip blossoms from Tenebrae can be seen displayed in memoriam. With no remains to mourn, throngs have gathered in all.
Oh yeah, Square wanted to not only make all their games on it, they wanted to also export it to others.
Lady Luna Freya was to wear. While some hold out hope, the Oracle still lives. A grim silence.
I don't think Human Revolution was on Crystal Tools either. As far as like, I could be totally wrong, like, but I think the only games that actually ended up using Crystal Tools was Final Fantasy XIII and its sequels. I know there's something else. There's totally something else that actually used Crystal Tools in the end. Well, initially Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14 did, but they had to redevelop the whole thing.
Howdy, boys. If y'all happen to stumble across another tag out there in the field, do me a favor and bring it my way.
One thing that Square just like they had not learned their lesson about by the time they made this game is that people have like ridiculously exaggerated accents. Are you sure? Because I mean, like, Crystal Tools, that's where it 16 uses, I think, Unreal. It's totally not made on Square's proprietary.
Somehow not as catchy.
I think all of those games use Unreal. I could have sworn that Human Revolution used Unreal as well.
Well, fortune favors the bold.
Huh?
The wise make their own luck.
You think it's a coincidence he's made it out of all?
All right, guys. Do we have any more like euphemisms or cliches you'd like to share?
Heads up!
I fly too.
Simmer down now. Nothing to it.
Not too shabby.
Wonder what drew him to the royal tomb.
A morbid curiosity for the late kings of Lucis. Only one way to find out.
Oh, it's slippery dog.
We're here.
A tune fit for royalty.
Let's go in and find the marshal.
Marshal.
At last, Your Highness.
Yeah. Wanna tell me what I'm here for?
The power of kings passed from the old to the new through the bonding of souls. One such soul lies
Oh, there's a
before you.
Crystal Engine
To
and a
claim
Crystal
your
Tools,
forebears'
and
power
then
is your
one
birthright
the company that owned one
and
bought the other.
duty
That's
as
terrible.
king.
No,
Duty is king
that's
of what?
not necessarily confusing.
Now is not the time to question your calling. A king is sworn to protect his people.
And yet he chose to protect only one prince. Was that his calling? Forsake the masses to spare his own son?
How long will you remain the protected? The king entrusted the role of protector to you.
Entrusted it to me. Then why didn't he tell me that? Why did he stand there smiling as I left? Why? Why did he lie to me?
That day, he didn't want you to remember him as the king. In what time you had left, he wanted to be your father. He always had faith in you, that when the time came, you would ascend for the sake of your people.
Guess he left me no choice.
Oh yeah, the lobby would be happy to share. Let me just wait for the end of the cutscene.
The power of kings goes with you, your majesty.
You know, have one spinny sword. You're like a crappy Christmas ornament now, Noctis. I'm just going through this so that I'm kind of like locked into plot stuff.
That's not the only power your forebears left you. Your journey's just begun. Another tomb lies close by. I suggest you head there next. There are tombs scattered across the land. All are on dangerous ground.
Okay.
I'll go with you, for the time being.
We'll stand
Not only
on
to
it.
help, but to get a measure of your strength.
Oh,
So, just how
Sorry,
many of these
Ernest.
powers are out there?
There are 13 known royal arms, each enshrined at a royal tomb, though we know the location of only a few. I've enlisted the help of the hunters. They comb the land in search of the lost tombs.
oh,
Where's the one nearby
my-
you mentioned?
well, the physics are broken
Kikatrit
on my
Trench.
pants. We gotta fix
We
it.
know there to be a crypt, deep inside the tunnels.
The clothes I'm wearing are a mod, so I have to equip these. And then this, and then the physics will work on this. Now my pants aren't clipping through it anymore. Okay, Final Fantasy 15 and 16. So, I haven't finished Final Fantasy 16. I'm about halfway through it. I'll get to that in a minute. Final Fantasy 15 it's another game where I didn't spend as much time and energy on the pre-order hype. Like, it's not like Cyberpunk where I just, you know, I saw the trailer, I was just like, oh, interesting, whatever, I'll check that out when it's actually out. And I looked at almost nothing. Like, I just, you know, I looked at trailers occasionally when I saw them, but I didn't spend every day obsessing with what Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be like, and just, you know, ended up playing it after it came out. And so it's like, you know, my expectations were completely different than a lot of other people. And I'm a huge lifetime Final Fantasy fan, but I was a busy adult when, you know, the long 10-year development period of this game was happening. So I just, you know, they'd put up trailers and it didn't have a release date, and I've learned to not tune into games super early. And so I just was like, oh, okay, no release date. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to think about other stuff. And by the time I started paying attention to it again, it had already been rebooted and relaunched as Final Fantasy 15. So I knew that, you know, the game was totally different, and they'd relaunched it on new platforms, on a new engine, and not to expect the stuff that I'd seen in old trailers to represent the way it was going to be anymore. So I didn't have that huge reaction of like being extremely invested in Versus 13 and having watched all the trailers a whole bunch of times, and then playing it. And I overall, you know, I mean, it was like, I enjoyed it. I would say it's in like the upper half of Final Fantasies, having now played 16 mainline ones of them. I guess we shouldn't include the online ones in the same category. So 14 mainline single player Final Fantasies. You know, I would definitely say it's in like the upper half. I wouldn't say it maybe quite deserves its place as number 3 of all time in sales, and I think it's like in the top 10 of Squaresoft's company-wide bestsellers, including Tomb Raider 2013, which was a huge hit. You know, but I definitely think it's like, it's in there with like 8, where I'm like, oh yeah, that one was rad, you know. I mean, I don't go back and over again think about like how incredible the gameplay in it was compared to any other Final Fantasy, or I don't think of it as like this huge turning point in video games besides the CG quality maybe. But, you know, it was, you know, totally solid, and that was how I felt about this one, having no, you know, huge disappointment about it being changed from Versus 13. And again, like a lot of things, I found out a ton more about that later, and I found it really interesting about how there was a canceled version of the game, because I love that shit. But I had no investment in it from scrutinizing the trailers before the game came out. Now, on 16, I stopped playing halfway through because a certain character that was my favorite character died, and he was like, honestly, okay, I guess I narrowed down who it is by saying the gender of the character, but it's the only funny character in the banter walking around, and I was just like, I'm not playing the rest of this game without that dude. Like, I thought I was going to go and fight my evil mom. I was like, we're going to take down my evil mom, and then no, instead they kill my favorite character, and I was just like, done with this game. Shh, no spoilers. It's out of the bag now. I mean, it's like, it's not hard to figure out. He's totally your Obi-Wan Kenobi type character, and if you looked at promotional material, he just isn't any, like, he's not in any cutscenes or anything from like the second half of the game and any of the dramatic scenes you see, so it's like, I wonder if the old mentor guy dies. But yeah, I mean, it was just like, I could not do, and granted, I'm super jaded from playing every Final Fantasy and being so sick of every cliche, but I was like, I'm not doing the rest of the game with Claude and Jill. I'm not doing it. I'm like, we can't go on without Sid. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I'll go back and finish 16 eventually. I'll wait for the PC version. Because I actually, like, I bought a PS5 just for that game, and then it was like I fell off of it, and I was looking for something else to play, and there was nothing. There was just like nothing that I didn't already have on PC or that I really cared about.
You haven't lost your edge one bit, Marshall.
Still got an edge at any rate.
Now, granted, I mean, you know, I already had a gaming PC and a Steam Deck, so a lot of like major releases. What other platforms? For some reason, this part of the game feels like one of those, like, you know, day hikes you do with the, like, Boy Scouts or Campfire Kids or something, where they're like, over here, kids, is the old, like, miner cabin. You know?
It all went to ruin.
It's just like, they're just, like, giving me this tour. It's like, I live here. I had history classes. You taught my military history class, Core. Like, you literally told me this. Like, we came here one time, and you had me take notes, and you told me this exact story. I mean, I know it's just exposition. It's a video game.
Orders for me.
How we get through all that?
Taking that on. Pick up the line.
We got a machine gun, boss.
You're on fire today.
Oh, wait, hold on, hold on. Yes? Yes.
My pleasure.
What else we got? Oh, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Okay, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on a second now. Here I come. Oh, wait, no, are you escaping? No, you ain't going nowhere. Come back here. I'm coming! Okay, fine. Have your little victory.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the things the mod menu can do. I can fly around, and with the invisible walls disabled, we can pretty much go anywhere. There's some other things I want to do, though. I'll talk about some of the other mods I want to install, but I need to actually progress further in the game. I don't want to download a completed save or
That
anything.
wasn't a bad effort, Prompto.
Or just use cheats to just, like, brute force my way through the game in, like, a cheat speedrun.
You're only as good as your last battle.
I enjoyed this game more than enough to play it through again. It's like 8 years later now. It's been a minute. Oh, you haven't played them before. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't immediately compare to Devil May Cry. Like, that's not the first game I would go to, since these are more like, if you played Kingdom Hearts, I would say it's like, oh yeah, if you played Kingdom Hearts, then you'll know exactly what it's like. I'm just like way overpowered for these guys, so I'm gonna have to stagger them. Oh, this guy, he's gonna have a problem. Oh, this game is so much easier with the like lazy auto dodge thing on. I refuse to allow myself to that. Not this time. Better than that.
Ignis is in trouble.
Or also, if you played the way, I mean, a lot of like modern, massively multiplayer online games play similar to this these days. Dogs, chill. Stop the beating. It's definitely not difficult combat, and if you just want to focus on the story, there's an easy mode where they give you items that automatically dodge, and I think execute your, like, you can automatically execute special moves and stuff. It's, hey, stop that.
Glad you were there.
Didn't need to do that.
That's it.
What's up, Iggy?
Alright, I just ignored the strategy I was supposed to do.
Can't wait to
but
try it.
whatever. And I think Final Fantasy XVI has similar stuff, but it's just in the menu. It's not like an item you have to equip or anything. I think you can just turn on easy mode features. Switch between characters. So Noctis can use any of their weapons, but they can each only use 1 or 2 weapon types. Now I'm trying to remember. I
Is your
can't.
idea of a joke?
Sadly,
No, that's just switch weapon.
laughing.
I don't think I can control anyone but Noctis. No, I can do it again. I can do it with the mod menu. I can do whatever I want. We can do like all kinds of stuff. Player change. I can. Oh, we can be all kinds of creatures, but let's just be. So must have to do a different thing. But you know what? Maybe I think I'm being stupid, and there must actually be. Hold on. Let me go into the menu and see if I can change my dude. Okay, let me go into the options menu, under the controls, and see if it'll tell me. Because I feel like if it's not, if it doesn't list these guys top in the menu, then I must be able to do it in the game normally. Okay. I don't know. Let's find out if I can play as Gilgamesh. Creature play. doesn't, unless it counts. Let me see, maybe you might count Gilgamesh as an NPC. I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking for the party, the bros. Oh, okay, never mind. Wow, I went through that same... Too many menus. It appears no. I can make myself sweaty. Or old. There are all kinds of other mods to change your player model, all kinds of stuff. This is just what is available, and most of this stuff is what was in the debug menu. So this is one of 2 games, actually, that I've done content on that were made by Japanese developers, and they released it with the debug menu in the day 1 build. Final Fantasy XV and Dark Souls, where if you just bought the game on Steam, downloaded it day 1, and hit the right keys, you would just open up the debug menu and be able to do whatever you want. It was just like, was this
Lights on, guys.
a feature or a bug? It's like...
This will make a fine paint.
Oh wait, I don't... Why am I picking that up? I have all the paints.
A Magitech armor. Dangerous. This particular model poses a mild to moderate
Kill
threat.
everything!
Version.
Marshall. Pretty badass. That down, right?
Think you're up to it. Let's see what you can do.
Ow! Missile. Hit it in the face when it's down. We're in the first one.
You're one to talk.
You all right?
Yes, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Can we steal their ship? I mean, of course not, but... It would be rad. Is there like a door on it? Oh, that's the engine. Never mind, that's not the door. This is the part that opens up.
Wind's picked up.
Storm's gonna ruin my hair.
Just the terrain.
Yeah, just worry about your stuff going away. Impressive work. They must come up with a plan. Collected as ever, I see. They're on fire in here.
Game's up.
Impressive.
When you have the DLC items, it is way too easy at the beginning of the game. Also, when you know how to use the like camping system and do a few of the side quests, like you can just get overpowered really fast.
You all right, Highness?
Of course.
And you, Marshal?
No problem.
What you doing over here, bro? Are you just like
The Empire is everywhere.
chilling
See
while I
your
was killing
opponents
your
for what
buddies?
they are. Haste is a fading strategy.
Anyway. There we are.
Sure thing.
Yeah, let's get the other guy. Oh shoot, mines. Did I just crash the game? Game crash? We just broke the game? Well. You know, I seem to remember, oh, hold on, let me answer your first question. I'll answer your questions in order. So debug menu is just like, it's like a function and cheat menu used by developers to test all kinds of things. Like you can teleport yourself around, turn collision on and off so you can walk through walls, spawn enemies, change graphic settings, it's like a do everything menu for in the game without going out into the editing software. For the purpose of testing things by the developers. It's usually not supposed to be left in the game. And as far as the Final Fantasy XVI port, so I have no inside information on an actual date, but I do remember reading that there's builds of it popping up in the Steam database, which would mean that they're at least getting... They're getting relatively close to where they could release it. Whether, you know, and then it's like... They don't always... A lot of times with these ports, and when they have like an exclusivity window or something like that, they sometimes hold off on it. Or they time it for some release window where they think they'll sell more copies or whatever. So a lot of times this stuff is finished and ported over to PC, and then they don't release it. Like there was this huge leak from Insomniac last year, the end of last year. And it was like they had Spider-Man 2 done-ish enough that you can easily play it on the pirated build for PC, and then there, you know, there's no release date for it at all. But there's people playing it right now. Oh no. Oh no. We're all the way back down the hill. Okay, you know what? I don't wanna. I'm gonna do other things. I wonder if it's gonna screw the game all up if I like change the time of day and just flee this quest, but I'm just like, I don't want to listen to all that crap again right now. I'd rather do it by myself, not on a stream, like, to tank the entertainment value. Feeling the game probably really didn't want me to do that, but I don't care. Had enough. The crystal. What? What about the crystal? Sorry. Oh, we got Umbra. Oh, that's right, because I had Umbra. Interesting. That's saved in my status even when I'm using the cheat menu to load in the dog. Oh, you got any music? You got any music, boss?
Hey there.
Don't care about any of this. Oh, okay. I must have all the music.
Thank you for coming. Huh.
I wonder if it counts the music as car upgrades. I gave myself all the car upgrades so that I could just fly in the car right now. You should maybe be more patient and complete the game before I start breaking stuff, but yeah, sometimes you find interesting stuff when you do it wrong.
See you tomorrow.
No, I'm not gonna go and take a bunch of monster hunts here. Sorry, I've got allergies. Bothering me. At least I assume that's what it is. I don't feel sick otherwise. I'm just like sneezing. And there's mad pollen blowing through the air here at the top, so it seems like a likely culprit. Yeah, totally. Debug is the same stuff that console commands do, just organized into a menu for the developers to use to test stuff. So I can hold down the B button and we move slightly slower, but it's slightly less annoying with the teleporting. Or we can teleport for maximum speed. Oh, hey, we got low detail textures. Let's see what happens. But oh no, we get close. Stuff goes on. Climb on this thing. Oh, not allowed. Ow, ow. Okay, fine. Should have aimed for the tippy top. I have actually never played Episode Arden, but I would assume we could totally use this menu to load in any character we want in Episode Arden. One of the mods I really want to use is, so there's a map from either, like you can play it on, it's like the non-destroyed Insomnia map, and it's basically the same as the one in Episode Arden, and you can use a map to load that instead of the destroyed one in the World of Ruin version of this game, so you can just go there anytime you want. And then there's another mod that removes the party decorations to make the map look normal. And it makes it basically the same as the version that if you install the game, the console games off the disc, excuse me, while it was installing, you could run around Insomnia, or well, just run around the like Royal Square and fight monsters like in the Platinum demo. And you could break out of bounds, and it's like this non-destroyed Insomnia map that looks to be really similar to a lot of what was shown in the trailers. And so it's, it's interesting to look around at because it seems to be an asset from an earlier version of the game. And there's a mod to put it back in, but I haven't reached the end of the game, so it's just going to probably... There's no reason to install mods I don't need yet. Create unnecessary conflicts I have to figure out. Because we can't go there. I should not go there yet either, since that's the plot area that I'm going to go to, so... Cruising. Well, I mean, a Blu-ray disc is, what are they, like, 50 gigs or something like that? I mean, they have a lot of space on there. And I think the day one version of the game with no extra content was under that. That feels right. I feel like it's like a Terminator movie where I'm just like kicked out of the time portal, just like, ugh. What is? Yep, Bumble. Well, one thing with games is it's totally an active choice they make where if you don't compress assets as much or at all, you have faster loading times because a lot of that is decompressing stuff. So I think on a lot of these online shooters, they're just making the decision to go with faster loading times versus size, and it just, I don't know, I mean, they just don't even seem to care anymore that your consoles by default have, I mean, it's like, I would say at this point, a 1 terabyte hard drive with part of it partitioned off is not a huge hard drive anymore. Like that's, oops. Didn't like that. What's it gonna do with me? Should we just break it and we're done, or is it gonna spit me back out somewhere? Oh no, we're good. I just had to think really hard about that. Cool. So yeah, it's just kind of like they've decided that's not something that they're gonna worry about. That you have to buy extra storage on a lot of the consoles available now to be able to have more than 1 or 2 games. So that's just the way it's gonna be, I guess. I'm gonna see if I can get the full Insomnia map to load by just like, see, let me go past the area where I'm not supposed to go any further, which I think is like right. Oh yeah, it's right here. There's a point where you just straight up can't drive anymore, and then I'm gonna try and summon my car. Then I'm gonna try and drive as far as I can and see if I can get the map to load in. I'm pretty sure it won't, though. It's been a minute. So when I played this before, I was I initially started playing it on you know, like an unmodified PS4. And then I think shortly after that, PS4 Jailbreak became available, and then I started actually modding the game to try and do more stuff. And then eventually it came out on PC, and I just never got around to buying it. I was kind of like moved on to other things. Oh, and it's not gonna let me call the car here. Just like, that is not acceptable. I guess since my party's not here, if your party doesn't show up, it usually means you're like too far out of bounds and they don't like it. Oh yeah, we're like cut off by an overpass here. You're obviously not supposed to be here. Is it solid? It's solid. On the car right here. No. Gonna be a long walk. I don't have anything better to do. Almost certainly fruitless, but this is your window into the testing process of finding weird stuff in games. I mean, it's like, it's easy to think that when you see really cool videos on YouTube where people find stuff hidden in games, that it's all just like you're playing normally one day and you see something, you're like, hey, what's that? And it's some really cool hidden thing, but a lot of it is just people doing really tedious stuff like this. Like going and seeing if you can get a higher detail version of terrain to load in by crossing from one area to another when you're not supposed to do it that way in the released game. I should turn unlimited stamina on. Like, I don't usually like to cheat for, you know, give myself any real advantages, but it's gonna make this a lot faster. There's no... There has to be. Sprint boost. What does that mean? Oh yeah. Noctis the Quick. Hopefully I have unlimited stamina as well. Well, that's fun. Oh, no. No unlimited stamina. Isn't there... I swear there's a ring for that. No. Hold on. I don't got any time for this. This is ridiculous. Stamina badge. There you are. Sprint. Go like the wind, little trench coat man. Oh, so, let me separate here. So, jailbreak is one of those words that has a way looser meaning than it originally did. In general, when something's jailbroken, it just means that you can install software, you know, homebrew software or hacks, or you know, all kinds of other stuff that they don't want you to do. Okay, well that didn't work. We have reached the end of the land. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Now, traditionally, a jailbreak would be where it's like you break the actual security of the official firmware. You know, you crack the firmware so it works exactly like it would normally, except you can install unsupported versions of things and homebrew, etc. But it's not that strict of a term anymore. I don't think it's going to do it. I think the only way to load Insomnia is at the end of the game. That's fine. I'll just have to get to the end of the game and then install that mod. They've taken my home from me. Oh yeah. Why am I not sprinting? Always sprint. Dogs, enough. Go elsewhere. They're barking at deer. Alright, I'm abandoning all hope. I don't think there was like there just is nothing to load in. You're not intended to go back to Insomnia at all from this part of the game. It's fine. I'll show you what it actually looks like when you're in this map, though. It's just like the front wall. This road that starts up out here is just low detail and has no collision. If I'll fall right through if I try to stand on it. So yeah, it's destroyed now, so there's a little smoke coming up from it, but there's no actual interior, since all you'd be able to see is the one of the wall from over here. Yeah, that's all there is. I definitely dig the increased lighting effects and weather stuff added by this mod. Which, by the way, most of that is stuff that was within the game files. It's just re-enabled. But it's like, you know, more mist in the mornings you can kind of see. Which a lot of this is stuff that was visible in the early trailers, and then they toned down for whatever reason. Well, performance, I'm sure, but I mean, it seems to be running just fine, so who knows. Maybe they just liked it better this way. Go back to what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm gonna go grab something to drink and Dinosaur Planet? So, Dinosaur Planet, that's a whole explanation in itself. I must land by flying myself. Go faster at the cost of more annoying sound effects. Oh, and more invisible walls, eh? Calling it! Oh, campsite. Take it. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to be able to access this campsite right now. So it's exactly what I'm gonna do. What's up, guys?
It's bedtime. Huh.
This is Final Fantasy 15. Oh, and welcome Xer. Y'all, people with your names, and I got my old man eyeballs. It's weird. It appears that I can always make pizza, and it doesn't say like what ingredients I have to have for it. So we're gonna just always make pizza because pizza's amazing. I mean, both like literally and just stats wise in this game. I don't know if I would want cheese pizza with a giant basil leaf on it. I mean, that's, you know, that's cool, but XCCR. All right, awesome. I appreciate people telling me how to say their names. I think I can manage penne alla vodka. Alright, do we have any keepers? Oh, I have to show... Okay, before I go and grab myself a beverage, I have to show y'all some nightmare fuel.
Isn't what? Just my imagination.
That is actually pretty cool. I'm using a mod to make the moon red, also like in early footage of the game. There's like... I can actually make Noctis's eyes glow red like they do in the part in the trailer where the moon turns red. But I just didn't want my eyes to be glowing red all the time, since I'm in the beginning of the game and there's going to be a bunch of mundane ass cutscenes. I'm just like, hello, I am Satan.
Hello?
Sheesh, thought I'd never get through. Good to hear your voice,
Also,
Highness.
anytime
You recognize mine, don't you?
you're listening to this guy with his exaggerated offensive
jeweler.
accent.
Got that right. The best around. Listen, I've been worried about how you guys are doing. How's about you drop by Galden and mingle for a bit?
We'll think about it.
Okay, so does anybody else, anytime you see a red moon in a video game or reality or in any circumstances, you hear like, the blood moon, Link, it's coming. Like, I'm just like, oh no. Shut up.
You want to make camp?
Hit that freaking X button. Didn't we just make camp? I think we're good, guys. Are you not rested enough? Anyway, let's see. I need to rewind. Dinosaur Planet. So, before... Well, okay, so Rare was working on a game, Dinosaur Planet, which was like it was built on a modified version of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time engine, or at least tools from it. And they were trying to make their own action-adventure RPG. And they showed it to Nintendo, and apparently Shigeru Miyamoto was just like, why don't you put Star Fox characters in it? This looks just like Star Fox. And it was just like all he said. Like, he wasn't like, wow, this is amazing. You're like, oh, this is cool, you know, like, good work, interesting, anything like that. He was just like, this has basically no value unless you convert it into a Star Fox game. And so Nintendo just basically made them turn it into a Star Fox game, and it eventually became Star Fox Adventures. You can compare it side by side, because now a build of the game as Dinosaur Planet has leaked, and a bunch of fans have taken it and rebuilt all kinds of stuff from the dump and made a fairly playable version of the game. Like, it's like the game wasn't complete at that time, but there were enough assets available that they were able to make where you can play like a good solid chunk of the game. I mean, more than half of what they intended the game to be at that time. And, you know, it has boss battles and item upgrades and, you know, all that cool, like, Legend of Zelda, Metroidvania kind of stuff. And it is a pretty cool looking game, you know, in a lot of ways. And so you can compare it side by side to the totally different Star Fox licensed game that came out 2 or 3 years later. And there's still, you know, some stuff's the same, like music tracks, like this game, you know, music tracks are the same. You know, like some areas and textures and stuff are the same, but it's, oh yeah, I've totally played Dinosaur Planet. Yeah, I have the build. Rare didn't make any effort to like squash it or anything. And Nintendo, I guess since Nintendo never actually, I don't think Nintendo ever picked up the license to Dinosaur Planet. So they just, I mean, they just saw no value in it. So I don't think they like put a trademark on it or anything. They're just like, nah, screw that. So Nintendo didn't say anything, and Rare was just like, oh, cool. So yeah, you can totally download it yourself and play it. I would recommend get the Dino Patch one, where it has the fan mods to make it as functional as possible. But you can play it on an N64 emulator, or if you have a flash cart, you can play it on a real N64. It works quite well. Alright, I'm gonna, I need to like hydrate, so I'm gonna grab a beverage. I'll be right back. Be like a sub 5-minute break. Okay, you can't ask really good questions like that right when I'm getting up, because there's a lot about the like city stuff shown in Versus 13, but I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, I there's a thing where a bunch of the early footage of the game shown off was in the part where Insomnia is being attacked, and then that part ended up not being part of the playable game, and they instead made the movie Kingsglaive that shows the fall of Insomnia. And it's one of the things, I mean, it's like when you show people a bunch of footage of something and then it's not in the game, people get pissed off. But it's something that, like, I try not to do big speculation in my videos where I just go way out on a limb just looking at something and be like, oh, well, I think this for no reason whatsoever. But it seems like if you add it all together, where the director's like 25% of the game was done and the staff was really exhausted because they'd already had to redo assets once before when some parts of the tools were changed. And so it like, if mostly what was done was the city stuff that they showed off and they really didn't want to redo that stuff, then I guess I could see why they would make the compromise of just being like, okay, well, what if we didn't redo that and we instead changed it into a cutscene? And they're like, well, let's make it a movie. So I think that's what happened, is they didn't want to have to redo it over again. But also I think that some of the like leftover, you know, Insomnia maps and stuff are probably from that era of the game's development. So it's like, I don't know, it's something that I would definitely go into in a documentary, because I'm kind of establishing a style here for my long form documentaries where I take everything that is available and known from pre-release footage, and, you know, if there's any leaked alpha or beta stuff or things like that, and, you know, without going into stuff that's, you know, really illegal to obtain. Like, there's certain stuff where the cat's out of the bag and everyone knows about the leak and you can get away with putting in a YouTube video without the company, you know, trying to get YouTube to take your channel down permanently or something like that. And then there's other stuff that it's just like, no, that's, you know, just hot off 4chan and probably don't want to put that in a video. So yeah, walking that line, take that stuff and then compare it to everything that we can possibly milk off of the data given to us, you know, like stuff that's been available in any patch version of the game, using tools to like extract things and convert stuff that's in older file formats, you know, anything we can do to really just like look into it. That's kind of what I want to do with a lot of these. So
Looks like a hub for hunters.
Maybe they know something.
I have to talk to them again. No, I don't want to do this. Kind of have to though. Like I'm on the part where it's leading me by the nose right now. I should have finished this before doing a stream of this game because I hate it when I'm doing a stream and it's just like I'm not trying to just cover the game as is. I'm trying to use mods and do other stuff. But I'm in a part of the game where everywhere I go, it's gonna be like blah 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 the plot, or the weather is controlled or the lighting or something like that because it's trying to force me to do something.
Your Highness, I'm glad you're safe.
Like in Cyberpunk 2077, if you don't
Where are
finish
all the others?
Act 1 before
Most of the
you
Crown's Guard didn't make it.
try to like break
It was
out of
all we
bounds
could do to
and
escort
stuff.
Lady Iris out of the city. Dustin is with her as we speak, seeing her the rest of the way to Lestalem.
I owe you guys big time.
Head for the royal tomb. The Marshal awaits.
I think the only way that Versus 13 would have actually happened, you know, unchanged in its original vision would be if they had either, you know, had enough staff to be able to, or made different decisions not to pull all the staff away from it years and years ago. So like if they could have finished making it on PlayStation 3 and got it out in like 2008 or, you know, 2009, well I guess that would have been before Final Fantasy 13 itself actually. Okay, let's say 2011, 2012. But if they never would have like it was like always the low one on the rank when they pulled staff from stuff. So it was like they were having trouble with Final Fantasy 13, so they pulled a bunch of people away from Versus, and then it was like they were having trouble with Final Fantasy 14, and so they pulled a bunch of people away from Versus. And by the time, you know, like all of that was said and done, like I can't imagine there's any way the game could have come out without being horribly changed, because that's just like any time you ever hear about whenever games go into development hell like that, it always comes out as some radically changed thing, like too humans and all like that. Like that was a good story, except no one cares because it's a one-off and not from our
Just heard
franchise.
word of
That's
another lost
bigger.
tag. Don't know where you boys are headed, but would y'all mind picking it up if it's on your way?
It's not made by like the people that make The Witcher or, you know, Squaresoft or somebody, so pretty much forgotten to time. But Too Human is one of those where it was like they showed off all this crazy stuff and then the game came out and it was like this ass third-person Diablo clone with 2 enemy types. It was just like imagine if No Man's Sky had come out and then everyone was fired and the studio closed and they'd never gotten a chance to fix everything. It was like that. Yeah, I need to like change the texture thing back because like the middle textures there of the dirt up there on the hillside looks freaking terrible. I already have it on high. Okay, well, let's put it back to average. Maybe I'm overloading it. No, that made no difference. It still looks like crap. Alright. Guess we just have to live with that it's originally a PS4 game and that just happens sometimes. I bet if I turned the settings like all the way up it would look better, but fuck that hillside. I'm just gonna not look at it.
First the Crown City, then Hammerhead, then the Royal Tomb?
His nickname should have been Core the Restless.
Somehow not as catchy as Core the Immortal.
Making it out of insomnia only adds
Core
to
the
his legend.
snappily dressed.
Well, fortune favors the bold.
Core of the immaculate short goatee.
Wise make their own luck.
You think it's a coincidence he's made it out of all those battles alive?
Shiny shoes core.
Tread lightly. Let's not get up out the way.
You just shot a dead bird, Prompto. I mean, I guess. Cool.
Wonder what drew him to the Royal Tomb.
A morbid curiosity for the late kings of Lucis.
Only one way to find out.
I don't know what a pepperoni pinwheel is, but if that's food and I can eat it, I probably would like it. Jamaican beef patties, though, yeah. There's not many things I don't like food. Oh, but okay, hold on. I gotta try not to talk about myself for too much. I'm trying not to, like, I don't want to be a mini channel. The voice of the guy that plays the games. I'm gonna skip this if it lets me, since we've already done this. Okay, now I'm really hungry. We're making pizza later today. We're making like Scandinavian style kebab pizza.
Tell me what I'm here for.
If you don't know what that is,
kings passed from the old to
your
the
life will
new
be
through the
better.
bonding of
We do.
souls. One such soul lies before you. To claim your forebear's power is your birthright and duty as king.
Look at his boots. Like, look at this
Duty as
fucking
king of
guy.
what?
Like, that is not undercover.
Now is not the time to question your calling. A king is sworn to protect his people.
Now is the time to
He
go to the
chose to
club, so
protect
hurry
only
up.
one
I've got
prince.
plans.
Was that his calling? Forsake the masses to spare his own son?
How long will you remain the protected? The king entrusted the role of protector to you.
Entrusted it to me. Then why didn't he tell me that? Why did he stand there smiling as I left? Why? Why did he lie to me?
That day, he didn't want you to remember him as the king. In what time you had left, he wanted to be your father. He always had faith in you, that when the time came, you would ascend for the sake of your people.
Guess he left me no choice.
Definitely sucks being the prince. Like, no one's like, sorry your dad died. Like, not even once, just for, you know, the hell of it.
The power of kings goes with you, your majesty.
Oh, he's just mad that his dad died. Like, he you know, I mean, if you've not experienced a person dying unexpectedly in your life, you know, it's like, a lot of times you think things like, you know, if only they'd not gone to that job interview that they died in a plane crash onto the way of, or, which is not a real example. I just made that up. I'm not gonna like share tragic events from my own life, but you know, it's just like, I think he's just angry because he thinks it's like, oh, if my dad had only done things different, they never would have fought with Niflheim. But he later finds out that Niflheim sucks and was totally planning to kill his dad from the beginning because because Arden swore death on his family at the beginning of his DLC. He's like, I swear death on the Kylums.
That's not the only power your forebears left you. Your journey's just begun. Another tomb lies close by. I suggest you head there next. There are tombs scattered across the land. All are on dangerous ground. I'll go with you, for the time being. Not only to help, but to get a measure of your strength.
So, just how many of these powers are out there?
There are 13 known royal arms, each enshrined at a royal tomb, though we know the location of only a few. I've enlisted the help of the hunters. They comb the land in search of the lost tombs.
Where's the one nearby you mentioned?
Keekatrick Trench. We know there to be a crypt, deep inside the tunnels.
Yeah, Arden is kind of a cool character, but there's some stuff about this game where it's like some characters got like shuffled around and changed. Like, for example, there's a character Ravis that is Lunafreya's brother in the final version of the game, but I think the reason it shows Noctis fighting other people that can use Armigers in the early trailers, and those people are Ravis and Lunafreya, is because there was going to be like a plot of where more like the Empire not only ruled all the other countries, but had some way of, like, by controlling the crystals, of forcing the crystal heirs to do things. So that's why, like, you know, Stella had to fight Noctis after seeming totally chill with him 5 minutes before, because then the Empire was attacking, and because they control the crystal of her country, or they've destroyed it and turned it into Magitech or something like that, they can make her do stuff. And then in that case, it would explain why Ravis would have an Armiger, which he doesn't have. Like, he's not the heir to, he's not the Oracle, his sister is the Oracle, so he has some sort of power or something, I don't remember, but he's not like one of the, you know, he's not the main person from his country. And so I think he might have actually been like the son of the Emperor of Niflheim, or one of the people from the other countries that you don't actually see, whoever would have been the person tied to their crystal, because their crystals have been destroyed or taken over, or whatever, years ago. It's vague in the final version of the game. But that would totally explain of why, like, those two elements of why she suddenly becomes hostile to Noctis, and why Ravis seems to have the exact same power that the two of them have, whereas in the final game they all have like different abilities. Ravis is just like from the royal family of Tenebrae, so he has some power. I can't remember exactly what we're having a moment here. Ignis and I are having a hug. Just everybody chill. Everybody chill. I'm really glad that was recorded. Not that it'll probably ever be useful footage, but just because I'm going to cut that out and
Still
laugh at
got
it
an
and
edge
send
at
it to
any
people
rate.
on Discord. Hold me, I'm afraid, Ignis. Oh, here come the haters. Here come the haters.
Long years ago, we waged a fierce battle here against the Empire. It all went to ruin. And after that, the Empire moved in like it owned the place.
I'm going all out.
Just don't get too carried away.
Anybody who doesn't want to move into this place has a crappy house. So the Empire can have this valley.
Choice is yours.
Oh, come on. Defeated by a fence post. In his head. Come on.
We needn't waste more time.
Okay.
Out of the way, boys.
That's where you swing that thing.
Well, I mean, don't stand in front of a machine gun. Or the stupid. Guys, are you serious? Alright, I'm gonna Terminator this. Human casualties, 0. Trust me. Maybe Core's gonna get a haircut now.
You're on fire today.
I gotta pay attention this time because we're not in easy mode, and I'm not using anything to make myself better besides the DLC weapons. We have a cheat menu at our
A
fingertips, but
Magitech armor.
I don't know if I can live with the shame. This is not a difficult game.
Threat.
The short version?
Somewhat dangerous.
Marshall, you'd have to be pretty badass to take that down, right?
Think you're up to it? Let's see what you can do.
Oh, whatever.
Rock
so mean
and
to me.
roll.
It's funny how it's like everybody wants to just like expect Noctis to be
Here's
the
where we
alpha
go our
male
separate
king,
ways.
and Noctis is
Take
totally
this
not.
key.
He's just like a
It
nice
unlocks the
dude.
doors to the other tombs.
And he's like at first.
Seek them out and lay claim to the power they hold.
Oh, with my
You'll need
flashlight.
it.
And what will you do?
Keep an eye on the Nifs. Find out what they're up to. But you should focus on your own task.
Let's head it. I will.
Okay, good. My
take care.
flashlight functioning now.
Here we go.
So to
Keep it
walk
real,
in a
huh?
little further.
Huh? Look.
There's a door.
What is this place?
It appears to have been a shelter.
People lived here?
Those seeking refuge from war, most likely.
Wars. Huh. What are they good for? Wonder if anyone's still living here.
I can see how some people wanted Noctis to be this kind of like
What's
brooding, traditional Final
Cable.
Fantasy
Wonder where it leads.
We can
protagonist,
follow it and see.
but
A
I actually think
generator?
it works
So
really
it would
well.
appear.
Might still run. Start her up. Sweet,
That
it works.
he's like,
Then there was light.
Oh,
he's
man.
neither
I
super
do love me some
arrogant
light.
or the reluctant ruler. You know, I mean, he's kind of the reluctant ruler, but he's mostly just, it's like someone who should have been born a commoner. Like Noctis acts like a person who should run a hot dog stand. You know, he's just like acts like a regular dude, and you know, like it takes joy in little things. Like doesn't have, you know, like hugely ambitious plans with his life or anything like that. And it just, you know, is forced into this role. And I think that that's actually like way more identifiable than someone that's, you know, rebels against being king. And it's just like, you know, we've seen The Lion King. Though if there was a Hakuna Matata scene with these four, like I think it would be, like if they had been bold enough to do that, I think it would have been received
killing
as
me
well
here,
as
big
the
guy.
Michael
Are
Jackson
you
scene
trying to
in
give me a
Devil May
heart
Cry
attack?
6 or whatever
It's all the
that
same
was.
to you guys. I'd rather not get buried alive.
Yeah, let us be quick.
Oh, we're trapped now. Trapped, my lads. Gonna die. Oh, the door's just like not locked.
I can feel eyes on us. The second we turn our backs, bam!
Quit being a wuss.
Well, you know, here's the thing though about like, that's one reason I'm not satisfied by a bunch of other people's documentaries about this stuff, because it's like a lot of the people that make the most noise are the biggest fans. They, you know, they rush and make a YouTube video or post a big thing on Reddit, you know, and spread the most about it. And people, you know, it's like when you sit there and you obsess over a trailer for years, people put all this stuff that's just their imagination or stuff they attribute to the character, because it's like the first trailer shows Noctis like asleep, and then he wakes up and looks kind of just mildly grumpy when a bunch of dudes attack him, which appear to be Niflheim soldiers, we would say by the final version, but who knows what the plot was at that point.
Did you see that? Something ran past.
You know, so people were like, oh, he's this super stoic and like, you know, brooding character.
Total shocker.
But I mean, you know, who knows? Like Noctis could have been possessed in that point in the plot. Like, who knows what's going on? You know, it's a pre-release game. You see 5 seconds of the character.
Giving up the chase?
I personally don't mind either way.
Give it up then.
No, I want to see what's in this hole. I want to go in the hole. I'm the king. Go in the hole.
I could have sworn this was it.
Just like an item right in front of me.
Somebody, turn on a light.
Any plan of attack?
Plow right through them.
I'll circle around then.
You asked for this. You asked for this, creatures.
Not good to throw daggers in the dark.
Be nice to brighten things up in here.
Can't stop now.
What can I say?
Oh, yeah.
Give me my shiny bauble. Oh, it was an oracle coin. Haha. Oh, good. There's power in here, but it
The
doesn't
generator must have died, huh?
Well, just gotta keep
figure
moving.
out how to get the generator on. I don't think I actually have to do that. Ah, whatever. There's only going to be one or two ways to proceed. This is a Final Fantasy game. So, I mean, I have no idea whether, like, nobody knows what the plot was of Final Fantasy Versus XIII. People just assume that he was possessed when his, like, eyes turn colors. But in the final game, that happens when he's summoning. So, who knows? Who knows?
Nope.
Oh, hey, I actually found one that's... Oh.
Wait, hear that? Ooh, this looks promising.
In an ominous sort of
Stay
way.
sharp.
Kinds of fun stuff. Alright, hold up. We don't want to accidentally go the right way. We want to go always the loot way first, and then the right way.
Last thing I need now.
Oh, hello. Now this feels like an optional creature to fight. Ow. Am I bugged? It did something to me now. I got spider stun.
Still isn't good enough.
Who's that attitude?
Alright, boys, we're the whole stretch.
Gladio, do it! Monto, you're up! Nice work, Gladio.
Oh, darn it. I put them both at the same time, so I didn't hit the... it died.
It's
No.
over.
Back to it.
I'm not doing a good job of methodically exploring this dungeon at all. Okay, that opened back up to where we came from.
That's weird.
Crawling in there. Excuse me, fellas. This is a king door. Only kings get to touch this stuff. I don't actually remember how many dungeons I went through in Final Fantasy XVI. I'll definitely be replaying it when it comes out on PC. With a mod to make Sid live.
So Noct borrows the old king's powers.
More or less. At this rate, he'll soon rival his father's legacy.
The copycat king.
Out of line. Well, what's it like?
Like I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't care what else is down here. You can keep it. Wait, no. This way? This way.
Yeah?
Finally picked up. Thought I'd lost another king.
Just busy building my arsenal.
Good to hear. I have a task for you. The Empire's begun construction of a new base along the road west to the sky. I need you to put it out of commission. If left unchecked, it will cost us access to the west and all the royal tombs that lie beyond. I believe you've met Monica. She can fill you in on the details. Go see her.
What's up?
People to see, bases to burn. Let's go see Monica at the outpost.
It is kind of funny that they fake you out like you're gonna go on the boat.
Come
It's
to
like,
think of
oh,
it,
you're not gonna be able to
we
go
did spy
back
a
for a
large
while,
structure.
and it's like, yeah, right. You're gonna spend
Hard to miss
3/4 of the
an ominous
game
thing
here.
like that.
It ain't gonna be easy taking down a whole stronghold.
Can we really do this?
The Marshal believes we can, or he wouldn't have asked us. But first things first. Right. Let's head back to the outpost.
Oh, for pity's sake. Oh, I totally dodged. I deserved that.
Never fear, Prompto's here! This doesn't look too good.
Bring it on.
This is gonna take a while.
What? You worried?
You wish.
Whoa!
Where you going, buddy? Did you just inflict me with death or something? Alright, maybe I should quit messing with this thing.
Come on, wake up.
Okay, yeah. Apparently I was not supposed to mess with that thing. I don't know, it was only level 12. Apparently I missed something. There is a mod that supposedly decreases load times, but I haven't tested it yet. I like bought this game yesterday. Yesterday, day before, I think. But I only just started playing it. Installing mods. I've only played it on PlayStation before this. Excuse me. Now I got the hiccups. This is terrible. I'm not well streaming super today. Okay, no, we're gonna run away from that thing. Oh, level 34. No, I think no wonder. Leave that power alone, boys. Shh. I am the king. They're the king's beasts. I think there are definitely probably better guides than I would make already for mod guides for this game.
Man, who knew
There's
Core was
actually
such a
there's a
badass?
mod loader, the
just
thing I'm
glad he's
using,
on our side.
Flagram, that just does it all for you now. But some of the old mods aren't compatible with it. I am but a newbie to modding this game myself. At some point I'll figure out, so one cool one is the screenshot I used for the thumbnail on this stream. Replacing the logo at the title screen. That is an old mod. It only works with the old mod loader that's
Ignis,
not
how many royal arms are there?
Flagram. It's
As
called the
many as there have
Flagram.
been kings, though not all would have survived to this day.
F-L-A-G-R-U-M.
It's like a treasure hunt.
Huh?
And there are actually links to mods, like it has a top mods list built right into the
Your
mod
Highness,
interface, so
the Marshal has apprised me of the plan.
you can download
We
them from
found
the
a back
website,
door into the
or you
Imperial
can just
base.
go straight from there and
I'll
look
mark
at some
the route on your
popular
map.
ones.
The way is secure. You should be able to gain entry relatively easily.
The blockade, right? That's what I'm doing. Alright, who do I want in the party for this? I mean, dog. If you can have dog, you always want dog, but... So I think Iris supposedly works the best because she's actually with you for a good chunk of the game, so she and RNA are like the ones that actually have animations to do all kinds of stuff. And like Cora can fight because he's with you fighting, but I don't think he can ride in the car. There's limitations on all of these people depending on... We could take Ifrit with us. Yeah. What's up, buddy? Oh, he'll join. Okay, never mind. Lame. I wanted to have this big old creature sitting in the back of the car. Disappointment. Disappointment. Load of crap. Okay. Who do I want then? Alright, well, we'll take Lunafreya with us.
Pitch black out here.
Light the way.
Oh, there she is. It's like, hello? Hello? Oh, I'll grab the Dragoon Lady in a bit. I used her already. I was going to try out some other ones, but we can switch back to her because she's actually useful. I don't think most of these other people can actually fight and use a full range of abilities because they don't do that in the game. Do it.
Myself.
I don't
She's
know
one of
if,
my father's best.
I don't know if Lunafreya actually does that. She's just standing in front of the car. Oh, what? I wanted to watch the car
Good
ride.
to know we still
What
have
is
people we
this?
can count on outside the city.
No, okay. The whole point of this game is like driving around the car. Make me come back here. Go to the treasure.
Everything in order?
Yep.
Does she ride in the car? Nope. Bye. Bye, honey. She runs along. Bye, honey. Oh, welcome. Oh my God, this is. I'm shut up and not laugh too hard because that footage is definitely worth reusing. Honey, come on. Oh no. Yeah, I can manually drive the car, but it's still on rails until you get the, like, off-road thing later. And actually, I have that unlocked. I unlocked all the car stuff so I could go wherever I want. So I think we can make it fly or go off-road, and then we can drive wherever we want. In fact, let's do that right now. Did I just drive to Hammerhead? I'm pretty sure I just told it to go to Hammerhead.
What do you say we pull over for a minute?
Yeah, my throat's bone dry.
Sounds like grounds
Yeah,
for a
let's
pit
see if
stop.
Lunafreya comes
Sounds
just,
like a
running
waste of
up the
time
road.
and money.
Or does she just appear in front of the car? No, I think she's totally gonna come just like... Oh, there she is. She just appears. That would be amazing if she just comes running up like 5 minutes later. Okay.
Thank your lucky stars, because I whipped up something real special.
You did?
What'll it be?
Oh, wait a minute.
Be seeing ya.
Oh, okay, I remember. I have to do... I think I have to use the mod menu to do it because I haven't done the actual quest to do it. We want the F for flying. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I've destroyed it. Oh, yeah.
Time to go.
All right.
Whoa! This is awesome. Taking the high road.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
We don't need roads. Awesome. I love the Back to the Future reference. Yeah, I think if I aim at a road, I can land right on it. Ah! Oh yeah, we got this. Boom. Pull over. Pull over. Okay, no. Never mind.
Woohoo! Check it out!
Incredible.
Incredible. It's getting out of hand. Down. Go down. So it's like, oh, face the other way? Yeah, let's do that. God, we can't escape my wife.
Everybody out.
It's nice of them to build a parking space right next to their military base. I appreciate that.
Do we have to walk?
Shortage of good parking in this world. No, it wouldn't let me. I was like bumping up against her. I mean, she would like, you know, slide ahead of me when I was pushing her with the car.
Oh.
I'd assume I have to go up to the door. Since I have to crank through the game before I have full reign to fully go and do everything, I'm probably gonna, after this stream and in the near future, crank through some of this game on my Steam Deck. Steam Deck, like the Switch, has the amazing power of helping you get through games that you wouldn't otherwise have time for. Oh, I need to. I don't. It teaches me how to cast spells at some point. Oh, this is not good. No, it's cool.
What?
I feel like I missed the spell before. too long to get it.
Imperials above us!
Thanks.
Oh, shit. Bring it!
Rain. Well, no one hit them.
You're on fire today.
What can I say?
All in together now.
How about this?
None the worse for wear. Bring on the next one.
We need to find a campsite. Oh, hey, it's almost morning. Never mind. We're good. We'll just wait it out so we can see. Oh, God. They're everywhere.
This doesn't look too good.
It's not gonna stop us.
Well, yeah, let's find out. Let's test some of the other ones. Okay, let's see. Who is Sarah? He's just gonna sit over there and yell at us. Hello, Sarah. Oh, isn't that like her attendant? I don't think she doesn't seem to do much, but we'll see. I like how the other character, it's like Oblivion style, where they just kind of wander off. They're like, okay, I'll go back to base. Oh yeah, Iris is Gladiolus' sister, but I don't know, Sarah, I think, is the attendant of Luna Freya or somebody. I do not remember who this lady is. It's been a minute since I played this game, since it came out originally.
Weather cleared out.
Alright, how the hell am I supposed to get up there then? I'm gonna use cheats in like 5 seconds. I think I have some sort of superhuman patience here. I think I was in the right place over there in that little side yard. Leave me alone, giraffes. I'm not here for you. Oh, wait, what? Well, we'll find out if Sarah can do anything useful. Luna Freya just kind of stood there. I don't think we got into combat actually, but while I had her.
It's close.
No, I did. Oh, just over here. Yeah, and she just pretty much stands there. Bring it.
Last thing I need now.
Eyes peeled, mouth closed.
Oh, she's still hanging out though. She appears to be hitting him, but she's not doing any damage. Every once in a while she takes a swing at him, but... Luna Freya, I mean, Sarah's hitting him effectively, so she can hit him.
Problem. Play it by ear then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, who else? Ramus. It's your bro. Oh, that's weird. Sarah disappeared, but Luna Freya does not. She's just kind of hanging around out here on the road. Alright. That's cool. Your business.
Knocked. Overhead.
Sun's picked up.
I must be missing something incredibly obvious. Like, there has to be like a door on one of the other sides, and I'm just... Oh, I'm like on the other side of the barricade now, so... This definitely wasn't it.
Just the terrain.
Okay.
Yeah, just worry about your stuff blowing away.
I love how they lost sight of me and just changed their mind and flew away. They're like, ah, you know what? They probably weren't serious. There's no way that was the prince, now king of Insomnia. He would never just be out in front of our gate. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to go to the blockade. Alright. Well, the blockade is right up the road. Go to the blockade and see what happens. Drive there in the car. It shows the quest marker inside the base, and that's where I eventually go, but I guess I have to... We gotta let it lead us by the nose. This is, again, why I, like... I'm probably not gonna stream more of this game while I'm still... being stuck by the plot, because what I want to do is go out of bounds and fiddle with stuff. Alright, drive me up the hill, boss. Oh, we're too close already. Fine, we'll walk. This game definitely has a killer soundtrack. I enjoyed the soundtrack from minute one. I didn't even mind that cover of Stand By Me. It's like, you can't even really complain about covers of a song that's been covered just a bazillion times. It's just like, oh hey, a Stand By Me cover. Alright, cool.
Magitech engine. It's close.
That I have to.
This sounds like you're having fun.
Oh, the blockade is gone because I'm using a mod that removes all the blockades. Okay, well, we may have fucked it up. You know what? I have patience for this. I'm just gonna fly up into the base and see if that kicks her off. Oh wait, is there actually like an entrance right there? There's totally like a path. Oh my god, there was a hidden path all along. Wow. Come on, Ravens. Derp. Oops.
From here, we will split into two groups. Prince Noctis, please join the Marshal up ahead. The rest of you will assist me in the diversionary effort.
I'll see you guys later.
You go give them hell. We'll do the same on our end.
Yeah, one of the mods I'm using removes all the barriers in the game that stop you from going out of bounds, including the blockades, which this is the only one that's part of the story in general. They're just in your way. So I can just drive my car Out of bounds.
Once we're in, we launch our ambush, pushing out while support pushes in, crushing the enemy from both sides.
Rush them.
Life's a little easier with Thor around.
Don't get used to it. I'll be gone before you know it.
I'll enjoy it while I can. Above us! Got it!
Oh, bro. There we go. Stuck under the walkers.
Will the others be alright on their own?
Worry will only compromise your focus.
Yeah. Walk through the park.
So it should be. Otherwise, you'd only get in everyone's way.
Could have gone it alone if I wanted.
That mentality could prove your undoing, Highness.
Wait, am I going back? I'm going backwards. Do you need some help with that door there, buddy? Lunafray is just like, what? I just walked through.
Knocked!
Marshal, it's good to see you again.
All right on your end?
Right as rain. The Nifs couldn't take their eyes off us.
Thanks to you, we were spared their attention.
Stay right where you are. Well, if it isn't Kor the Immortal.
I forgot all about this
You
guy.
survived the Citadel, but you won't survive
Kid,
what
you
I
really
have
should
in
just go
store for
home.
you.
Like, I really
It's
don't
about
like
time
killing
your
children.
legend came to an end.
Hey, Marshal! How about you show us how it's done?
No whipping out.
Whoops. Never mind. Focus on the battle.
Be gone!
there with experience.
Enough of this! You will suffer for this! I cannot be defeated! No! This can't be happening! Hard and fast! In the name of... No! No!
That totally reminds me of this guy Alfonso and this guy's like RPG from 20 plus years
Impressive.
ago. There's always a Metal Gear. There will always be men who build Metal Gears.
Impressive. Seeing you in action puts my mind at ease. It's clear I don't need to worry anymore. I'll return to watching the NIFs. Till next time, take care.
Don't you have to do what I tell you to? Am I not the king? Like... Seriously, the game just crashed? Oh my god. Alright. Try this again. I hope my autosave was not too long ago. Yeah, it's probably mod conflicts making it happen. Yeah, he does look like old Chris Redfield. Grumpy old sea captain Chris Redfield. Looks like he should be on like a clam chowder can. R. Redfield's chowder. Buy some today. All right. Probably have to do the boss battle again. Hopefully I won't do it again and then it just crashes again. Then I'll know it's the mod that like opens up all the blockades and I'll just turn that one off. Ah. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Okay, well that's probably a good, let's see, couple hours. That's probably a good place for me to end the stream for today. So yeah, just early days screwing around with this game. Gonna be a while before I would make an actual video on Final Fantasy Versus XIII and the various game engines that went into creating it. But it's something I'm kind of like floating around, and I thought it would be worth playing through this game again with the mods on the PC, as that's already leading to some hilarious results. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I will return